Could we have somewhat improved lighting? I'm in shock as much as you are, because the lighting in here has been horrific. But we're slowly but surely turning this shit around. And we're going to have to deal with this for another month or so until I move into my new permanent apartment. This is a studio with all sorts of issues if you've watched any of my previous videos. But I have some new products today that are either new to me or just things that I've discovered lately or things that were sent to me for the holidays. So I wanted to go over a few things today that I've always wanted to try and I've been able to try of late. So yeah, things have been a little bit nutty of late, and then Thanksgiving just happened, and with that drive and all, so it's just, yeah, I'm ready for things to just kind of simmer down a little bit. I'm very concerned about the move, moving my stuff, figuring out what to do with the stuff I don't really want, renting my house, so that I can, you know, move over here. And I have found an apartment, so I'm really excited about that. I'm supposed to go look at that this week. So, you know, we'll see. But today we're going to do a mix of new and new to me products. If that sounds good to you, then please feel free to like, subscribe, unsolicited advice on Instagram and on YouTube, and shop my links. It really helps my channel. So some of the new things that we have are Nomad Cosmetics, which is a brand that I tried, I don't know, maybe 4 years ago. It was like a something mountain palette, like a ski resort themed, and I liked it, but they just kind of, I've stopped purchasing. But they were kind enough to send me their holiday release this year, which is the Polar Express palette. So we're going to try that today. Nomad Cosmetics is an indie brand, but has beautiful products. And then we have a lot of what I would consider to be new to me products. And I say that because moving over here to Oklahoma City, we have a cosmetics company store. And for Black Friday, I went in and they had some killer deals on Tom Ford. So I was able to get some Tom Ford products that I've always really wanted to try. Now, they did not have foundation or anything like that, or the shade and Illuminate duo that I've always wanted to try in my shade. But they did have some products that I really wanted to try. So we're going to look at some of those today. And so if that sounds good to you, grab yourself a drink, as Tanaya says, and let's get started. So to begin, a product that I've always wanted to try, and Charlotte Holdcroft talked about it incessantly, but I was not going to spend $95 on it. And for the Black Friday sale, it was 70% off. And that is the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate Primer. So this ended up being about $30. I hope I don't love it, because I'd have to wait for it to come back in. But I'm excited to try it today. It's a little bit thinner than I thought it would be. It sort of smells like sunscreen. Or not sunscreen, like, well, yeah, sunscreen. It has a little bit of a banana boat kind of scent to it, but it is a pretty finish. I mean, that's nice. Let's see. So I'm going to do my brows, and for that, I'm just going to grab my Juvia's Place brow gel. This is the Sculpt Eye Shade Brow Gel. Really cheap, the opposite of Tom Ford, but I've always really liked this product. Let's see. it has a lot of pigment, so you have to be very careful and kind of work with it. But for the price, I've always really liked it to fill in like holes. I would say this color, as you just saw, is a little too dark for me. But what I'll do is just take kind of a little towel and remove excess product. Because right now those look like Disney villain eyebrows. So let's see if we can remove a little extra product here. Yeah. This is the one that got really dark. But it's quick and easy. So, Nomad Cosmetics. Yeah, I'm really excited to try this Polar Express palette. Now, Polar Express as an entity scares the hell out of me. It always did from when I saw it. I thought it was very creepy looking. But I'm really excited that Nomad, which is an indie brand out of San Antonio, sent this to me. I'm so thankful. It's a beautiful palette, if you can tell. It's got the Polar Express artwork and says Nomad Cosmetics Intense Eyeshadow Palette. Designed on a snowy winter day aboard the Polar Express, proud supporter of WWF and their work in the Arctic. So cute. If you'll see, it's a gorgeous holiday color story with a pretty stunning duochrome in the center. So we're going to create a look with that today. So to begin, what I'm going to do is grab my trusty eyeshadow primer, if I can find it. In this case, I'm going to use the Pat McGrath. I normally will use the Selena Gomez Rare Beauty one, but I wanted to try a little bit thicker one today since I don't know how these shadows are going to react. Like I said, I haven't used Nomad Cosmetics since I got into makeup. It was one of the first palette companies that I tried when I first got into makeup. But then, you know, you discover Pat, Natasha, and all those brands, and they really are beautiful. But when I swatched this, I was shocked at how soft and consistent these were compared to even back 3.5, 4 years ago. So what I'm going to do is go in with this color called Nougat Candy, which is just kind of a tan, and just use that in my crease as a transition color, and it's pretty damn close to my skin color. It's a little bit cooler, but it's a pretty color because what it can do is kind of even out any discoloration. It's kind of a grayish, but on the lighter side. Yeah, that's pretty. So I think that for this look, we have to use the multi-chrome in the center called Polar Express. So that's a blue to purple silvery kind of shift. So I think that we're going to have to work in that realm. But the nice thing about this palette is you can also use a red, you know, do a red look, a gold look, a bronze look. I mean, this is really comprehensive as far as winter colors, and I think it'll play well through, you know, November through Valentine's Day, really. So let's go in a little bit with the color Hot Cocoa, which is a soft kind of medium brown, just in the crease, but not as high up as that first color. There is a good amount of kickback with these, which is not necessarily a bad thing. You just want to make sure that you're adjusting your brush. Like I said, I was really impressed with how these felt, even to how they used to feel, which, you know, they were a lovely product even then. I'm going to go in with the darkest brown called Dark Forest on the outer third and kind of bring that in a little bit. So essentially, I'm using the 3 brown shades in this palette to start. I could have, of course, used a blue for a blue-purple look, but I kind of like to ground when I'm doing like a heavy multi-chrome look. And if you're going to do like a blue look, that's going to be the look. That's going to take over. So in this case, you know, I wanted it to be a feature, but not the feature. So I'm going to go in with my Pat McGrath Intensify wand. The tiny bit of it I have left. I have some more at my house, but I also ordered some on the Black Friday sale. So what did everybody get for the Black Friday sale? I always find this interesting. I tend to use Black Friday, Cyber Monday, even before Black Friday now, sales to stock up on products that I frequently use. So it's not necessarily to try something new. That's really more for the Sephora sale, although I do pick up some staples then too. But like with Pat McGrath, I picked up a couple of these. I picked up more rose essence because that is not sold at Sephora, so it never goes on sale. And then some additional, like the black coffee liners, and I got some more of those dramatic lip pencils. But I'm trying to think what else I got. I stocked up a little bit on the Merit brushes. I think those are an amazing product. I love the Merit brushes. I also got a few things from Refer. Let's see. Westman Atelier. I picked up the Pot de Peony, which is one of the highlighters. I'm going to use, I think, Pot de Pêche today. That's in the online exclusive color, so you know you have to wait for a Westman Atelier sale to get that. And then what else? Oh, I got a few things, a few more of the singles from Victoria Beckham. So I'm looking forward to those coming in. Okay, so we've got the base. So I'm going to grab this stunning center multi-chrome here, which is called Polar Express in the Polar Express palette. And it is a blue to purple shift. It reminds me a little bit of one of the colors in, I think it's Pat McGrath, the third palette, the third Mothership. Okay, this goes so well with that bronze or that brown on the corner. And if I would have done an all blue look, I would have been going like ice prints, which I love, don't get me wrong. But I wanted this blue to be a feature of this look, not the whole look. And it really could easily, if you really wanted to lean into an icy blue look, this would be a beautiful way to do it. Okay. I love mixing like the multi-chrome vermilions or the multi-chrome blues and purples with dark browns. You know, you can't obviously use the color that's featured in the multi-chrome, but I find it's a way to make them a little bit more wearable. Okay, so that is pretty damn beautiful. Okay, that's a beautiful color. Good for them. That makes me really happy. I'm so pleased they sent this. Thank you again. You know, I'm a struggling little thing, and then with most of my products in my studio and everything being at home, this has been a real test here. So if a brand can send me something, that so helps out. For concealer, first I'm going to go in with my Cali Ray color corrector, the Hideaway, and this is in that lightest pink color. And I'm using this today because I picked up some Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate Concealer. I've always wanted to try it. I wish they had the foundation, but they didn't in anything close to my skin color. But I think it might be a shade too dark, and so I think this will lighten it up. It's not going to be... Come on, Lane. Let's find our brushes. It's not going to be a dramatic too dark, but it might be just a hair. So I think that this will help with that. My skin has been so dry lately. I've noticed that even like my normal, like using the Merit foundation stick and the serum that goes with it, which is normally is beautiful, but even it's been like clinging to dry patches. So I think I'm gonna have to do maybe like an exfoliant tomorrow or something. Okay, so we have the shade in Illuminate here. This packaging is stunning, and this is in Acqua, which I said I think it might be a little bit too warm, so I think that light pink will help cool it down a little. It doesn't look terribly bad. It looks a little dark and a little warm, but it's certainly manageable. And the other thing I can do is just take a drop of that Cali Ray and put them with that, like on top. So I'm gonna grab my blender. I've always wanted to try this concealer, but $100 on a concealer is crazy. Now that, of course, I had the Chanel Sublimage, which is the exact same price. But for some reason with that, I don't know. I don't know why. I feel like this is a different beast. But I'm so glad that, you know, it was 70% off. Now, I think that is because they have changed their bottles. I think I may have the old bottle on this. And I know they've really been pushing the Sculpture Matte Foundation and Concealer from Tom Ford. But I don't tend to like matte. So we're going to see how this right now looks really pretty. I really wish that it would get brighter in here, because I feel like it's getting darker as the video goes on, and it started black outside, so I don't know. Anyway, so let's go in on the inner third. Actually, it looks like I went a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go in with the blue just a little bit more. I went a little bit further over on this side. Okay, on the inner third, let's try, they have this Smoky Mountain color, which is essentially just white matte, but that's going to really lighten it. I think what I'll do is this All Aboard, which is this glittery kind of topper up at the top on the inner third. Okay, this one's a little bit chunky, so you just want to be careful, but it's very pretty. It reminds me of some of those Danessa Myrick shades in that new palette. The ones that are a little bit chunkier but have a lot of pigment. Very pretty. And I'm just going to carry that down into the inner third. And one thing, if you ever get these shades that are kind of chunky like this and they're on the finger, you can always do this and smooth it out and then apply it, so that you don't get any areas that are particularly chunky on the eyelid. Though I think this one has done pretty well. I'm going to go back in with a little bit of that blue just to hit that area where the two meet a little bit. Okay, that's pretty. I'm going to go in a little bit with that icy color, All Aboard. That is a really pretty icy blue color. Okay, so on the bottom, you know, I think I'm just going to stick with, these are quite powdery. I am noticing that. I'm going to stick with the Hot Cocoa color. Yeah, see, that's quite powdery. It just flew, which I can clean up. But that's kind of my own fault for not tapping my brush. And for using a brush that's too big to do this job. But we'll get it fixed. This would not be normal because I would have my beautiful selection of refer brushes here. But whatever. We're doing the best we can. Okay. I'll take my spoolie and just remove that brown that flew over towards my nose. And of course the foundation is going to take care of that. Okay, so that's passable. I'm going to go in with that dark forest brown on the bottom and just hit the outer third and kind of define out that corner. That's a pretty look. Okay. I see that they put out quite a few palettes every year. And, you know, I'm thankful for that. I'm going to be doing, well, a little bit today maybe, my palette ranking video. And I didn't think I had a ton of palettes this year. I ended up having about 30, 35. But the bulk of them came out in the last third to fourth of the year. So companies like Nomad or Adept are putting them out kind of throughout the year. And so Adept takes up a lot of the palettes because my big staples, Natasha, Pat, Danessa, Lisa, Eldridge, my four queens, if you will, they haven't put out a ton of palettes, at least not until the end of the year. I'm also going to take this on this little brush, and there's a color here called Silver Bell, and I'm going to run that just in that little area in the first third of the bottom eye here. I guess it's a tear duct. And blend it into that brown. That really kicks that icy look all the way up. So that's a beautiful palette. And I could do a red and gold look with this. I could do a brown and bronze look. I could do a straight white icy look. I mean, that is a really versatile palette for having, what, 15 shades? Yeah. So, good on Nomad. And I think it looks really beautiful. It looks like, you know, a very fancy, you know, duochrome. Very nice. Okay. So, they did not have my Tom Ford, or they did not have the Tom Ford concealer, the foundation. So I'm going to use the Prada today, which is a beautiful product, obviously. And so for this one, I've never been able to find my perfect color. So I use a lighter color. I use 2 pumps of, or a pump and a half. And then a slightly deeper color, MC45. The other one is, I should have remembered that. The other one is LN25. I use MC45, and I use about a pump to a pump and a half of that. And that gives me some really nice, close to my skin color. The Prada foundation, oh, it smells so good. I don't know what is in the Prada foundation. Normally I don't like scents in my products, but the Prada one, I think it's violet. I don't know. It smells really nice. This is going to still look a little bit light because this is, you know, a beautiful foundation, but it's a semi-matte, so it is going to look a little bit light at first, but it'll warm up real quick. So I'm going to blend this in. So this weekend, for Black Friday yesterday, I went to, see, it looked a lot lighter, but then as it starts to go on, it's better. Still one of the best foundations on the market. So I started at the outlet stores in Oklahoma City, and that's where I hit the cosmetics store and the Kate Spade outlet. Got a really cute little card holder there that has the Muppet Christmas Carol on it, which has always been a favorite of mine. Yeah, even this, you can see it on my forehead. It looks really dry. I need to do a peel tomorrow and then moisturize the hell out of my skin. This is such a pretty foundation. They need to come out with a concealer. Maybe that is a wish for... I should do a video about that too. Like, what are my wishes for 2025? Prada expanding their line would be at the top of the list. I'd love to see a concealer. Some blushes could be nice. Please don't be $90 like the setting powder, which is beautiful. But yeah, that's a little bit high. So let's go in with contour next, and I'm going to go with my all-time favorite contour, one I picked up extra of in the sale, and that is Biscuit from Westman Atelier. I believe this to be my most repurchased makeup item. So I'm just going to blend that up. As Miss Gucci Westman herself says, carry everything up. I don't understand why. I've tried so many others, including the Dior, which is really nice, but I just don't understand why the Westman, I can't justify, or not justify, but I can't put my finger on what makes it so good. Maybe it's just the tone. And it's very malleable. Okay. So for blush, at that same sale yesterday, I picked up a color that I've always wanted to try, or a product I've always wanted to try, which is the Tom Ford Cafe Rose Blush, which I feel only hit the States like not that long ago. So I was surprised to see this there. It is a cream blush, but it is so beautiful and right in my street because I like a dusty mauve color. I feel like it hit the international market last year and then we waited forever and now it's the cosmetics company store. I don't get it. And I looked online and it's still at major retailers. So if you have a cosmetic company store, make a friend there that can keep you aware if they get, you know, stuff like this in, because that's a big get. I've always wanted to try this product. It reminds me a little bit of the Chanel cream to powder blushes, but again, it was the price. Like even the Chanel ones are like $55. This is like $90. But when you get it 70% off, that's a pretty good deal. And a great way to try a product. This color is killer. This reminds me of a cream version of Gucci Rosy Beige, which is my favorite blush. I'm looking and I'm seeing that my eye corners are not even, so I'm going to take that brush again. Well, no, I'm not, because it's got that silver on it now. Let me wipe that off. And just diffuse these outer corners a little bit. Yeah, it's this one in particular that got really heavy-handed, I think. Which is normally funny because, like, the other day, my best friend and I were going out with another friend in Springfield, and I wanted to do a look, and I put on, what was it? I think it was like the new product quad, the holiday one, beautiful. But it was one of those days, it happens every so often, nothing would stick on this side of my eye because it was just, you know, like at first everything would just fall off. And then I guess it's something with my tear duct there. I don't really know. So let's see. For a eye pencil, I grabbed a purple, but that's not really gonna... Well, actually it might, because this is a blue to purple shift. And this is something new I purchased in the sale. I don't think I would normally do this, but let's try it. This is the Valentino Purple Haze. The Valentino liners are right there with the Victoria Beckham ones. They are really beautiful. So, yeah, this could work. That's pretty. I find it kind of annoying, like Valentino and Armani, because they'll send these things that are like 25% off our entire thing. But then you go on there and their newest products, like the highlighters from Armani or these Colorgraphs from Valentino, are not on their own website. And I'm like, if I can go to Sephora or Dillard's or Nordstrom and get them, I should be able to get them on your own website. But they know what they're doing. Okay. So that looks really, that's actually pretty. The purple works really well with that because there's a purple undertone in that duochrome. Huh. Okay. I'm going to take my Hourglass little 3 and go with the lightest color and just pick that up just a little bit under the eye and just set that just a little bit. I would have used the Prada one because that is my favorite setting powder right now, but it is in the other room and that is a project here. Gotta move stuff to get to the other room. Okay, so now let's go into my nose, and I'm going to grab the Victoria Beckham Contour Stick. As you know, a beautiful product, way overpriced, so I only use it on my nose normally. I did pick up another one of these in a lighter color for the sale, so it doesn't justify the price, but if you can get it a little bit off, it does make it a little better. Smooth that out with the foundation. I've noticed of late, when I contour my nose, the foundation lifts. I don't know if that is because my nose is so dry. I have always had trouble keeping foundation on my nose. I don't know why. I did notice somewhere somebody once said spray some hairspray in a towel and then let it dry just a little bit, apply that, and then put the foundation on top, and it has a base to stick to. I probably should have done that today because it looks like this is struggling to hold on my nose. And I think I probably also, when we were talking earlier, I probably put some primer on it, and that's probably not the best thing to do because if you prime the nose, you're gonna put a slippery surface on top. For my mascara, I got a little trio set during the Sephora sale of some Fenty products, and so the Fenty mascara was in there. I have not tried this in years, maybe since the rebrand, so I don't even know if this is the same as it used to be, but we'll try it today. You know, normally I use YSL, but I'm trying to try some new to me products today. That's nice though. I gotta say that looks nice. It's maybe not as dramatic as like the YSL, but it's certainly like more dramatic than like the Merit, which would make sense. That's kind of going for like a natural look. Yeah, that's nice, and it's a deep dark jet black. So for highlighter, I'm going to use, because my Potapini hasn't come in yet, so I'm going to use the Potapesh, which is a beautiful product, and just put it here. It always looks dark when you first put it on, but it somehow, with your finger, blends out. It is really beautiful. I think it's that Tanaya, Grab Yourself a Drink, who first got me on these. This one has kind of a peachy tone, but they have other colors. And when they're on sale, they're normally ungodly expensive, like $80, but they're like $58 during their sale. So I did pick up the Pot de Peony, and since, like I said, that's a online-only product, you have to wait for one of their sales because you can't use a sale at a different store like a Sephora because they don't carry it. Now, for my lips, I'm going to go in with a Sephora pencil, and this is in Mesquite. It's just one I picked up. I'm doing this Sephora sale when they were, 30% off. It's a pretty color, though. It's like a pinky terracotta. I've always had really good luck with the Sephora lip liners. Yeah, it's nice. It's dark. It's darker, but it's not like offensively black or anything. And then I'm going to go in. I did pick up, as part of that, I probably should have got both of them, but I only got one of the Cafe Rose. And this is, I think, I can't read this shit. Why do they make this? Like, okay, this is the darker of the two colors that is in the Cafe Rose collection. I will tag it down below. That's pretty. Knowing Tom Ford, it's probably got some stupid rose prick or rosebud or some. It's not as bad as NARS. NARS would be calling it like Mount Me From Behind red or something. That's fine. I like that. Mine is maybe a tad warm for this, but it works. So to set everything, I'm gonna, actually I want to lighten this up just a little bit. So I'm gonna grab the Armani lip shines. These came out earlier this year. I picked up the color 05 during the sale. It's actually part of a kit. And this is a little bit pinkier. I think it's gonna, yeah, it's gonna tone the warmth down just a little bit on this. Yeah, that did a nice job. I'm kind of working that out. Okay, I'm throwing shit now. So finally, I'm going to grab the All-Nighter Watermelon Spray that Urban Decay did send me earlier this year, and I'm very thankful for that. Like I said, every little bit helps when you're just kind of starting out. So, yeah, this is the watermelon one. I didn't particularly like the other ones. It was something about the smell, but this smell I find to be really great. So yeah, there we have it. New to me and some new products. A wintry look. I don't seem to have lipstick on my teeth, so that's a miracle. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Again, if you did, please subscribe, like, follow Unsolicited Eyevice on Instagram. and on YouTube, and please use my links. That really does help with the shopping. This is a really good eye look. Now that I'm looking at it, the purple liner was perfect for the blue because the purple's in the back, but this really looks good with my eye color and with that mascara from Fenty. I'm pretty impressed, I will say. So I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, I look forward to talking with you again soon. Shitty lighting and all. Bye!